Hi guys and welcome to this next video on the channel Spillforeningen the Fellowship. I'm back again! It's Joachim and it's hobby vlog time. What's going on? It's too much? Well, I had some time on my hands and perhaps some of you will be happy about another hobby vlog. I know Per Kenneth, my number one or perhaps my only fanboy, will be happy. Just hope that he doesn't become like a stalker or anything. He left some messages on the Facebook posts, which might be cause for concern. I'm not sure. We shall see. I met him one time, and he seemed. Again, you seem like a nice guy, but you know you can never know this time of age. But never mind. I was supposed to be filming a backtrip yesterday with Mikkel, but we didn't do it. We just didn't have the time, and we just couldn't be bothered, to be honest. And for the record, it was kind of a brutal battle report. I played 2 Fell Beasts and a couple of Morannons and Black Numnorans versus his Aragorn and Rangers of the North and Arnor and Halbarad, good side team. And they got pretty much destroyed. It was domination, so yeah. But anyways, he did bring me something good. He brought me some type of sand, and he also brought me some it was almost like green stuff but a milliput kind of residue, so it works the same way as green stuff, just a little bit it's a little bit more chunkier or something, I don't know. But the point was, I should begin to create some better terrain. I do have a lot of trees, which I bought privately, and I recently acquired a lot of the foreground tree bases, and you can create this woodland terrain, huge bases, and you can put the trees inside the larger bases. Looks quite nice, but I haven't really done much with it. So as you can see in the background. So as Mikkel, I guess he was trying to tell me something that I should really get started with those bases, so I decided, why not? Let's give it a go. So here we have the terrain pieces from foreground. Some awesome laser cut MDF plates, and as everything foreground, you just punch it out and then you glue it together. And you have these 60mm bases, which are included, which you can pop into the slots. It fits quite nicely. So you can have, the idea is to have your trees standing on top of the bases, but you can also have rocks, you could have whatever you would like, just it can be interchangeable, so it's no big deal. And what I did was I put the trees on top of these bases, attached them together, so it fits quite nicely. But like I mentioned, this doesn't look that great on the battlefield. So the idea was to try to add some sand and make it look like the rest of the board. At least for a couple of them, so I can use perhaps some of them on this board. I can have some type of more woodland flock, etc. But what Mikkel did yesterday was that he brought some almost green stuff type of material, which we used to smoothen the edges, so that once we applied the sand, or I applied sand, it would be a much better transition than you can see sort of like the steps of the bases. Okay, so here's the thing. In Norway, we had this really famous TV chef, and she would always cheat a bit, as she said. I have cheated a bit. That was her like catchphrase. And the thing was that once she was making the food, she prepared it, she gave all the ingredients, she showed you how to mix it together. But then instead of like the normal, if you have, I guess you have something you baked, or you have something that needs to sit for a while, she would always have it already made, so she had prepared it already. So instead of having like a dish in the oven for 30 minutes, she would already have it done, so it would already be inside the oven, so she would have created it beforehand. So that's what I did. We have cheated a bit, so take a look. We have our plates, and you can see the residue, the almost green stuff. I think you call it milliput, I'm not sure. And I have just carefully, or not so carefully, applied the sand and made sure that it doesn't cover the slots. Still a bit of a, still a bit of loose sand. So I'm going to spray paint the bases. Unfortunately, it's a bit cold outside. We'll see what I'm gonna do about that. But we also needed some sand on the trees, but hey, we cheated on that as well. So, as you can see, we have applied the sand to the trees, and that looked so much better really than the other bases, which you'll see once it has been spray painted. I'm not, of course, I'm not going to spray paint the trees. I'm going to apply just a black wash or the black color, a bit washy, manually. Would be crazy to spray paint the trees, I think. So yeah, we'll be back once I have spray painted the terrain pieces and hopefully painted up some of the tree spaces. And here we have the current state of the bases. So, as you can see, just spray painted black, painted the trees. Yeah. So it should be good, and I can start dry brushing everything and creating different types of gray layers, just like on the board, hopefully. So I'll get started with that, and hopefully I can make some progress. And here we have the finished product. Yay! The dry brushing didn't take long at all, even though I guess it didn't quite match the board. It's close enough. It's different types of sand. These ones are greater and larger in size, while these are much smaller, more finely detailed sand. But I think overall it was an okay result. It's a bit of variations between the different gray tones, but that's okay. As you can see, my entire board also has some variations. So that's the result you get from an amateur. But that's fine. So they do fit quite nicely together to create bigger bases. Of course, some of them do tend to be much more difficult to take out, like this one. I have to forcefully just lift it, so of course carefully lifting it off. But that's fine. I think in the future I will grind down some of the bases and just make sure that there's no problem inserting and removing the bases. Like this one is pretty easy, pretty nice. So yeah, I think I'm really happy, and I'll be using this terrain a lot. Definitely recommend these bases. I managed to use all the different types of trees, which I thought went nice together with the grey, and I didn't want to go with like the really green spring looking or summer looking trees. I wanted these types of trees, and I had just enough, and I have enough bases to make some variations between the larger ones and the smaller ones, etc. So I have just the ones I need, and I think these trees are okay for this board. I have a lot of other different terrain, and of course I'll be making some type of, in the future, some type of more grass-like bases, etc., which also of course can be used on this board, but preferably I'll be using of course these ones. So yeah, I'm quite happy. Didn't take long to dry brush, as I said. Bit of a difference, but that's what you get. So I'm not sure when my next hobby vlog is going to be coming up. Sorry for just teasing you and releasing 2 of them within a short amount of time. Probably should have saved or lingered onto this one, but that's how it goes. I'm going to be focusing on making a new army for both a Swedish and Danish tournament. So 600 points each. And it's going to be something new, something I don't have, perhaps. I'm going to keep it a bit of a secret, so not many people are going to know what I'm working on, and hopefully it'll be cool. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a nice day. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Definitely subscribe if you do like the types of videos we are delivering on the channel. There's a lot of hobby vlogs and a lot of future bat reps coming from all of us.
Thank you, guys.